We're getting ready to have more piglets running around here and you can shake a stick at, but come here, come here. Hey, hey, how you doing? Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So we're out here with one of our Berkshire gilts who is set to farrow here hopefully within about a day. So let's talk a little bit about our setup for our farrowing paddock. We're going to kind of show you what we've done in preparation to get ready for the blessed event. And let's talk a little bit about farrowing Berkshires on pasture. Hang around. So Helen, that's this pig's name, is a commercial Berkshire gilt. And gilt means that she has never farrowed or she's never had babies. She's not had babies before. So this is her first time pregnant. We done artificial insemination on Helen about 3 months ago. And according to the calendar, pigs will farrow 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days after they've settled or after the pregnancy has taken. So she's set to farrow or have her babies tomorrow in about 24 hours. So we've come out and we've got a farrowing paddock set up for her to make her more comfortable, to make sure that the piglets are safe, so that we hopefully can have a successful farrowing of the pigs. Now, we chose back in the spring, late winter, early spring, to add some Berkshire genetics to our pig herd. Berkshire is revered and is thought to be a superior or a premium pork, so we decided we wanted to add some of that genetics to our herd so that we could improve the product that we have available for sale. We did have some Berkshire pork available earlier this year from some other commercial Berkshire feeders that we had bought and have received some pretty good feedback on that. So far we've been really pleased. Helen was bred with a purebred Duroc, so we're going to mix a little bit of breeds there. We found that typically whenever you mix purebred and purebred, you get what's called hybrid vigor, and those piglets will grow faster, they'll do well. So we're going to test that out and see. We're going to see if that works here out on the farm. So that's where we're at with Helen and her artificial insemination and when she's due. So the first thing we done in preparation for Helen having her piglets was we set up a farrowing paddock. And a couple of things that we wanted to make sure that we had in here so that she's got all the creature comforts of home are feed and water. These are our waters. We use a 50-gallon pickle drum and they've got the pig nipples on them, and we keep this filled for her so that she's got plenty of fresh, clean water. That's really important whenever you're dealing with pregnant sows or pregnant gilts. You want to make sure that they got plenty of fresh, clean water so that they stay well hydrated. They're going to be lactating here in a few days, so her water consumption, her water needs are going to start going up over the course of the next day or so as she gets ready to actually farrow. Also, we've got her feed out here. We want to make sure that we got plenty of feed for her. We do ration pregnant sows or pregnant gilts feed once they get close to farrowing. We give them pretty much free choice up until about a week out, and then we've moved her over to I think we're doing about 5 to 7 pounds of feed per day. We want to maintain her body condition, but we don't want her putting on a whole lot of fat. We don't want her to get really, really big just to the point that she's, got a lot of extra weight to carry around. We want to make sure that she maintains a good body condition, but she's got plenty of nutrients, plenty of calories for the developing piglets, and so that she can get ready to start nursing those piglets once she has them. Another item that we make sure that we've got in the paddock is a farrowing hut. Now, we built 2 of these back in the early spring before our sows gave birth. Little Mama and Big Mama, we've talked about them a couple times on the channel. But these are our farrowing huts, and these are based on a design from Jordan Green, and I'll post a link to his video in the description down below, and I'll also post a link to the video we did on these in the description down below. We made a few modifications for our farm, not a whole lot. His are designed to where you can take the sides off and they'll collapse down, and you can haul them around with the forks on a tractor. I was not nearly mechanically inclined or engineeringly inclined enough to figure out how to make that work. So we'll build our static, and we haul them around on this little cotton trailer that we've got. We just flip them up on their sides, toss them on the trailer, and then zip them around the farm wherever we want to go. They're kind of heavy, but they're still pretty portable. Not too bad to move around. Had gotten some feedback whenever we first put these together and put them out in the field. All those things will never last. The pigs will tear them up. They're just going to destroy them. You might get a week out of them. Well, we got one farrowing out of 2 pigs on these so far, so we're going to try them again. They've held up pretty daggone good. Really no issues, no problems. Everything on here is fairly replaceable, so if they tear something up or break something, we can just pop a board off, pop another board on, or a side, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, we added the farrowing hut. Got plenty of hay in here. Typically a gilt or a sow will start to nest a few hours before they're ready to give birth. So we've got her a nice, comfortable, safe spot. She can get in here, the piglets can get in here and stay safe, warm, dry, out of the wind, out of the rain if we start getting any rain or it cools off or anything like that. One of the real nice features that I want to mention is this has got a bump board in the back. And this is a board that's outset from the back of the farrowing hut, I think about 14 or 16 inches. So those piglets can get up and under that, and the mama can't get back there to them. So it gives them a safe spot to get away from her so that she don't roll over on them. But farrowing hut, we've got it here, got it set, got a little bit of hay in it, and it's ready to be put to work. So the paddock itself is made up of 2 sections of this sheep and goat netting from Premier One, and we use that for a lot of different applications. It works really good in this particular instance because Helen is in a fairly open field. This is a spot that we had some forestry mulching done on about a year ago. We've had pigs on this before. It's come back nice and grass, so she's got some good forages out here to eat. But we set up 2 sections, 164 feet each of this sheep and goat netting. It works out really good. She's got a nice big space to roam around. Plenty of stuff to forage, eat, root, whatever she wants to do, so she can be fairly comfortable out here. We energize this with a energizer and a car battery. Works out really good, so we've got plenty of spark on it. We've gone around and tested it. About 6,000 volts. So she's going to stay in. It's going to be safe for her, going to be safe for the piglets, and also once the piglets get here and they get out and start wandering around, she's going to be able to teach them, and they're going to learn really quick what that fence is all about. So the training piece for training those piglets on electric netting or on electric wire, that's going to start really, really early. So once we got the farrow and paddock set up, we got the hut in place, we got the feed and water in place, we got the energizer on, we went ahead and moved Helen out of the paddock with the rest of the pigs over into a paddock by herself. Y'all might recognize little mama right there. She's kind of aggressive. She's been real aggressive with some of the other piglets, so we were concerned about letting Helen farrow in the same paddock as little mama. We've read a little bit and heard some anecdotal stories about how previous sows may attack and even eat piglets from a new sow or a new gilt. So we didn't want to take that chance, so we have moved Helen out by herself, but she was in the paddock with our other pigs just a couple of days ago. The move was really, really easy. We set this paddock up real close to where we've got our physical barrier, slid the barrier out of the way, opened the fence up a little bit, kind of drove Helen towards that corner, and was able to just walk her over. It was a pretty simple process. So we've got her over here by herself, out of sight of the other, well, she's not out of sight, but she's out of reach of these other sows. So hopefully those piglets will come along and we won't have any issue. So we're on a bit of a baby watch right now. Typically before a pig will give birth, about a day or so, they'll start to nest. And also something else that you can do is you can check their teats and just squeeze one of their teats kind of between your forefinger and your thumb and see if they'll express a little bit of milk. And she's not expressing any milk yet. So what that tells us is she's still probably, again, about a day away. So the due date's not till tomorrow, so we'll just continue to watch that. We'll watch her nesting behavior and see what she does with that. And we'll also keep checking to see if she comes into milk. So we're going to try to do some more videos over the course of the next day or so, just to kind of keep you up to date on what's happening with Helen and how the farrowing is progressing. Leave me a comment in the description, or leave me a comment in the comment section down below how many piglets you think Helen's going to have. First time gilt, Berkshire. She has 14 teats, and she was bred with a purebred Duroc. So your guess is as good as ours, but leave us a comment down below how many piglets you think Helen's going to have. Also, if you're looking for a good resource on raising pigs on pasture and just raising pigs in general, I found this book at a local bookstore, and it's available on Amazon, and it's called Small Scale Pig Raising by Dirk Van Loon. And this book was written, let's see, when was this book written? Book was written in 1978, so it's a little bit of an older book, but the information in here is really good. Good section on farrowing, a lot of good stuff in here on feeding, management, when to call the vet. I mean, there's just a lot of great information in here. I'll post a link to this book in the description down below. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about small scale pig raising, great resource for you to have in your library. So in addition to Helen being pregnant, I don't know if you can see them on camera or not, but Little Mama and Big Mama right back there are also pregnant. We're expecting them to farrow sometime in about, I think it's 4 or 5 weeks. I have to look at the calendar to see, but we're getting ready to have more piglets running around here, and you can shake a stick at. But we'll see how it all goes. This is our second time farrowing. Every time's a learning experience. We'll show you what's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly. So hopefully you guys can learn from some of the stuff that we're doing. So again, leave me a comment down below how many piglets you think Helen here is going to have, and we'll see who comes out the closest. I think she's going to be a good mom, though. We sure hope so. We like her temperament, and she's been a great pig. Listen, I'm going to post a link to a couple of videos over here, some other stuff we got going on. That subscribe button is going to pop up in the center of the screen. If you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Follow along with us. Share these videos with other folks who may be interested in farming, local farms, rural lifestyle, where their food comes from, all that kind of good stuff. We appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.